Another good team win. I was really proud of the guys' effort. I thought our guys really battled. I told them we'll enjoy it, but you can't enjoy it too long because it's really like Wednesday in our world now. So you gotta turn the page pretty quickly. But I thought the story of this game was, I thought our special teams did a lot of great things. That was the best kickoff coverage that we've had yet. I thought that Slayton did a heck of a job getting the block on the field goal. That was a big play of the game. Bojo continues to show out and come through when we need him. That punt when we were backed up was big time. But defensively, I can't say enough about the guys. I thought our pass rush, specifically in the second half, really got going. It was great to see guys like Rashawn Gary get 2 sacks. He was an impact player on this game. We see it every day, just the energy, the effort, what he brings to this football team, how much he cares. And it's awesome to see a guy like that get rewarded and go out there and make some key plays. Can't say enough about Devondre Campbell as well. What an addition he's been, just making impact plays all over the place. And I thought our defense really, I know there's been a lot of discussion about the red zone defense, but when you hold a team to 0 for 4 in the red zone, that's a pretty big deal, and I think that was a big difference in the game. Anytime you win the ball, we always talk about that. We got the 2 takeaways defensively, and I think from an offensive standpoint, you got to give credit to Washington. They've got a great front. Thought we struggled early on blocking them, but as the game progressed, we did a little bit better with that. Certainly like to finish it in 4-minute mode, converting those first downs, but wasn't able to do that. So there's still a lot for us to improve upon moving forward, but it sure does feel good to be 6-1.
Matt, I know you didn't mention him by name in your opener, but when you guys beat a drive at the end of the second quarter, Alan Lazard was 5 catches and 50 yards and a touchdown. What was it about that drive that opened things up for him specifically?
Yeah, no, it's great because Alan does so much of the dirty work for us. I know you guys know I like to call him the Goon, but he's got about 5 other nicknames. But it's awesome. He does so much. It's great to see him get rewarded for really consistent and really great play. It started with that little out route on the right side. And then he finished that drive with a touchdown on the back shoulder, seeing that Aaron made an unbelievable throw on. And it was great to spread the ball around a little bit more this game.
You mentioned Alan Lazard, but Bobby Tonyan also hasn't really had the role that he had last year. He's kind of had to change his game a little bit. What was it like to see him get more involved?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's had to change his game. It's just, I've talked about it, I think, previously. We've played some pretty darn good pass rushes, and unfortunately, we've had to use him in a chip position quite a bit. But he made, obviously, the touchdown. That was a great route. He beat his man. Great ball, great protection. I think it was funny about that play. Tay was on the other side, and he ran a double move, and he was wide open as well. I was like, man, I wish we wouldn't have wasted the double move on a play that we scored on, but I'm glad we scored. So, but Bobby, he shows up with a great attitude every day. It was awesome on was it National Tight End Day, to see our tight ends play a big part of this thing. And it's not just him, but anytime we get the big dog the ball as well, Mercedes, usually that's a pretty good day for our offense.
Matt, Aaron says he thinks this offense is close. Just ask you, how close do you think this is, and what needs to happen to kind of get you guys to that next level?
Yeah, it seems like we're one off quite a bit. So until we get all 11 playing together and doing their responsibilities on each and every play, you're going to be close. So it's always encouraging when you come away with wins and there's more to work on. So I think a lot of it we've had a lot of different combinations up front. I don't think that's necessarily helped us in terms of just that continuity that you look for. It all starts up front with just making sure we're IDing the right people, in the run game and in the pass game. And certainly there were some opportunities, I think, early on for some plays to be made where we cut a guy loose or we weren't targeted right. So that's something we're going to have to take a good hard look at and make sure that we get corrected.
Obviously, you had 95 yards rushing. I realize some of it was empty yardage at the end, but considering the quarterback is playing next week, what do you got to do to just make sure that doesn't become an issue?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a major point of emphasis because we knew that going into this thing, what he was able to do with his legs, and for him to still be able to do that, that was a little bit disappointing. I think early on, especially in the first half of that game, it didn't seem like our rush really wasn't hitting home. I thought our rush picked up in the second half, and we were able to get home. But it's all about the coordination with your pass rush in terms of not allowing big rush lanes so that when you have a quarterback that can step up and then he takes off and there's nobody there, that is definitely a concern and something that we're going to have to get corrected.
Matt, Aaron told us that he woke up with his back propped up. What was your perspective on, did he let you know? And did you at any point think he might have been starting Jordan today, or how big of a concern was it?
First I heard of it right there. So, I don't know.
Aaron also said there's this antiquated thing in this league where on the most important night, late in the league,
Well, Coach Rodgers and I will have a discussion after this, I'm sure.
Have you ever considered letting him sleep in his own bed? I gotta ask because he said it. Have you ever considered letting him sleep in his own bed the night before a game?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in-house.
Matt, what can it mean? You talked a lot about the progress the defense has made all season long. What can it mean now so that they've got a couple of goal line stops, and what is that for them to build on?
No, I think it was, they were obviously very important key stops, especially when, the one shoot, they called it a touchdown, right? And then they overturned on Heineke's scramble, and they go for it on fourth down, and, that was a tough call either way. I did think that he had fumbled the ball. It looked like he was down when he recovered it, and so actually I thought they were going to potentially back it up, but it was a tough call.
Coach, what are the specific challenges for preparations when you're a road team for a Thursday night game?
Well, luckily we went through it last year, and in terms of how we recover, I think that's the biggest thing is just allowing these guys the opportunity to get some recovery in. We made it mandatory. You have to get something in after the game to try to get your body and mind back. Like I said earlier, it's Wednesday for us, essentially. We'll give them tomorrow. They've got to get a lift in, but we won't see them as a staff. And then on Tuesday, we'll give them basically the plan. And you get no live reps, but it's the same for both teams. So both teams are facing the same challenges, and you just gotta make the best of it. And I know our coaches have been working hard, never trying to look ahead, but I would say the position coaches, the guys not calling the game, we're putting in that work in on Friday and Saturday. I think most of us will be back up there for the rest of the night and may even stay here. But again, it's the same thing for both, the same challenge for both teams.
What do you think? Back to the red zone for the defense. Obviously, you want to get stops just to get stops. But is there value in getting that kind of put in the past for them, that number is not, 15 for 15? I know Rashawn claimed he didn't know that, but I'm guessing most of your guys did know that you hadn't gotten a stop yet. Is there value in that?
Yeah, but again, it's just you have to move on to the next game. So what we've done in the past, whether it's been good or bad, has no bearing on our future. When you do things that are, you'd like to build upon your successes, but also you've got to learn. And sometimes the best lessons are learned from your mistakes and your failures. So it's a constant grind at trying to get everything perfect. And we know that this is an imperfect game, and that's just the way it is, but we're going to continue to coach and stress and try to get everybody to be perfect on every snap.
Matt, speaking of that building off of things, after the first fourth down stop in the red zone, you had about a 5-minute review of that fumble recovery. The guys,
Was it 5 minutes?
It was something
Wow.
like that. It seemed like a long time to me. The guys came out there and got the stop. Adrian's pass breakup on fourth down. Seemed like they were really confident coming out that second time. Did you see them gain a lot from that first stop?
Yeah, I think our defense is playing with a lot of confidence. I think the communication's been great. I think our staff has done a great job of, kind of weathering the storm early on. And, they faced a lot of adversity too, just in terms of losing a lot of key players. I mean, we had another guy out today in Preston Smith. So, and I know he did everything in his power to come back for this one. Obviously, this one means a lot to him. And we had a lot of guys step up, and it's been great to see guys like Rasul Douglas. I mean, I thought his coverage was really sticky all game. We always talk about making the offense earn every yard, and you don't want to give up cheap plays, but there's a level of competitiveness that comes with that, and guys like him, challenging the receivers. I thought it was awesome, and he's been a big help for us. It was great to see Whitney get out there, and I think he'll continue to learn and develop, and we'll be able to use him more and more as we progress further in the season.
Man, I know everyone wants to play, obviously, but with Preston, how many guys do you think would have even given it as much of an effort coming out to practice Friday and making it that clear that he wanted to play like he did? How close was he to playing? And what does it mean for a guy to care so much about being on the field?
Yeah, I think he was close. I mean, he was doing everything in his power to get out there, and obviously that I think it was a selfless thing to do for him not to play, to be honest with you, because he could have gone out there and told us, but would he have been the best version of him? How many plays would he have played? And he and I sat down and we had a conversation. So I've got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of pride when you've started your entire career and haven't missed a game. That's a big deal. So I think that was tough on him. But I got to give him a lot of credit for being a team guy.
Matt, what did you see on that 41-yarder by Devontae?
The what?
The 41-yarder on that fingertip grab by Devontae, what did you see?
You're saying when we were backed up? Yeah, it was a great throw, great catch. It's just, that's a thing of beauty, especially when it happens right in front of you. You're like, wow. There's not many words that can describe what the connection those guys have is just, I've never seen anything like it. And I feel like I've been around some pretty damn good players in my past, but those guys, the connection they have is just, it's remarkable, and they do it consistently.
78,000 in there today. You made it an emphasis that you needed a little more energy when you're home. Now your players have got your hands up, the coach has got his hands up on third down. Do you think you've made some progress on there? How's it feeling there today?
Yeah, I got to give our fans a ton of credit, especially at noon kickoff. You haven't had as many hours to tailgate out there and throw back a few. But I thought, they showed out for us. I think, just having our players on the board, I thought our game day people did an unbelievable job of trying to encourage everybody to get involved, and the crowd was there for us. And that I don't think people truly understand how big of a deal that is, but it definitely impacts the game.
Kenny Clark, how healthy do you think he was today? I know he has the ankle, saw him limping a little bit.
Yeah, I'm that's just part of football, right? But Kenny is a warrior. He's going to give us everything he has. I think he did a lot of great things. I got to go back and look at the tape, but he's been a consistent player for us for a number of years, and he's a captain for a reason, man. He's gritty, tough, and does everything the right way.
Two more, please.
And that was that conversation with Preston with some of the, hey, if you're close, we'd like to have you on a short week that Thursday in Arizona. Was that part of the discussion?
Well, like I said earlier this week, you never want to try to allow what you have in front of you impact what is in the now. And that's one thing we talked about to our team about was just, hey, don't worry about what we have in front of us. You got to take care of it one day at a time. And this league is just too competitive. I mean, you know, a handful of plays go differently out there, and you get a lot different game. So, but no, that certainly, you try not to let it affect you too much, but I'd be sitting here lying to you if I didn't say it didn't play a little bit of a role into that.